So I just left, what you call it, first Saturdays at my church, women's prayer study, and it was a really nice time. The reason I'm recording this is I just remember something I kind of dreamed or felt, um, if you will. I want to say envisioned, maybe. I don't know. I had a revelation last night, a prayer revelation about God and my relationship with God and how much He loves us and what that love feels like and how it's indescribable. And a lot of people never know how to put it into words. So I'm laying there about 4 o'clock this morning and I'm just, just thinking about how much God loves me and how good that feels to be loved unconditionally, to be loved, in regards to sacrifice that I didn't even deserve, to a love that I have rejected and still reject from time to time because I don't always love others as I am loved, and I don't always seek, to help others as often and as fervently as I should. So anyway, I'm laying there and I'm just, Lord, you love me in spite of all of this, and you know the thoughts and the deepest corners of my heart, and you still love me. I don't even understand my heart. One minute I'm happy, one minute I find a reason to be mad or depressed or I'm angry or whatever, and you still love me in spite of all of that. And it just overwhelms me. So I'm laying there and I'm like, I got to thinking. I was like, our human emotions, we're one minute we're this way, another minute we're that way. One minute the sun's shining, the next minute it's thunder and lightning, or it's a tornado, or it's a hurricane, or it's a drought. And I'm thinking, and I start thinking about all these actual earthly elements and weather conditions that happen around us. And I began to really, really get deep. And like, I literally pictured myself plummeting into the center of the earth. That's how imaginative I am, because I go there sometimes. And I began to realize God's love is like all of those weather disasters, whatever we call them, but they're not disasters. All of those beautiful changes in elements that we have no control over, that happen in spite of what we do or say, must be how God feels for us. I try to connect that on a spiritual level in my heart. Like, imagine all of those things not so much happening to the earth, because the earth would probably implode with all the weather changes in the climate. But I'm saying in our hearts, imagine that stirring in God's heart all the time. That has to be maybe a fraction, maybe close, maybe touching on it, of how He feels for us. And in me thinking of that and connecting, trying to connect my humanness to His awesomeness, I realized that even imagining just those, I can't, meteorological changes, I guess is what I want to call it, I still can't even wrap my head around that. Like, okay, the sun can shine and it can rain at the same time, but I've never seen the sun out during a hurricane. I've never seen the sun out during a tornado. I've never been in a tsunami. I've never experienced an earthquake, but to imagine all of that happening at the same time on top of a drought. So it's raining and it's a drought, and it's, you know, um, windy and the ground shaking and water spinning and the clouds are spinning on the earth and waves are crashing in. We think disaster when we think those things because the devastating effects that happen afterwards, because we are in the way of it. Um, but when I think about it on a spiritual level of how God created the earth and how He just took His finger and said, stars, point, there they are. Lightning bolts. When I command you, you bolt. Sun, you go here. And when it's time for them to cool off, you go here. And the moon comes up to give them light and to make the air cool. Clouds, you form and you disperse. Grass, you grow and then you die. Leaves, you sprout and then you wither. Like, it's just, with His voice, He commanded these things. And I guess what I'm trying to say, because I'm getting excited, is that I mentally have envisioned this I want to feel it. I want my heart to be so on fire for God that it feels like I'm in a whirlwind of a storm. Not a negative, oh, the world's going to end type of storm, but if those seasons come, if those tornadoes come, I love God so much, I ain't even worried about it. Umbrella. Oh, I guess, I mean, it's cute. I'll use it. You know, like I joke about like when it's raining and everybody's like running for cover, and I'm all like, well, I'm natural now, so I don't have to worry about it. But even before I was natural, I would joke and say, I was carried in water for 9 months. I ain't even worried about it. Water doesn't hurt me. And, I'm being facetious, but I'm just getting to a place in my life. I mean, I accept the reality that, okay, if it's lightning and stuff like, I can get struck by lightning. But I'm trying to get to a place in my life where I just embrace what God is doing in my heart, and how I want to understand His heart. I want my heart to break for what breaks His heart. I want to see the world the way He does. And that was just a piece of it. And it just felt good to, I guess, be in His presence. Oh man, I have the hiccups. And just meditate on His love for me, because His love is repeated throughout the Bible. From the time He created me, He knew me and every hair on my head before I was even knitted in my mother's womb. And then He sends His Son to die for me before I'm even created. I was a twinkle in His eye before my parents were even conceived. Every step of my day has purpose because He created me, and I'm fearfully and wonderfully made in Him. No man on earth can love you like that. I love my husband, but his love doesn't even come close to that. Because our love for each other as humans, it's conditional. It's, well, if you hurt my feelings today, I have to get over it, and then I'll love you again. Completely, God is like, look, I know how you are. Keep it moving. I love you. Pat you on the head. Do better next time. Or, His love comes in discipline. Like, okay, you shouldn't have done that. You knew better. I let you bump your head, so here's what we're going to do about it. I forgive you. I love you. I'm wrapping my arms around you. Let's work through this. I'm here. Hold my hand. Trust in me. Lean in me. Rest in me. And let me handle this. And stop trying to do it yourself. And God is just good. He's just so good. And I just had to record my ramblings on that because I felt the need to do it. Because of my flesh and my human environment, I'm going to forget it. But I need to reflect back on this later. I'm going to come back to this. So, on with my day. Onward!